I'll never forget December 23rd in Chicago. It was 10 degrees outside. Snow was pounding against the glass, and I was holding a fresh pot of coffee, trying to feel some holiday warmth. Then came the knock. It wasn't a Christmas card. It was Mr. Sterling, my landlord, holding an eviction notice with a smirk that still makes my blood boil. He didn't give me 30 days. He gave me 48 hours. Why? Because a wealthy developer offered him double rent for the floor, and my 10 years of being a model tenant meant absolute garbage to him. Standing on that icy curb 2 days later, surrounded by taped-up cardboard boxes and freezing to death, I made him a quiet promise. He thought he was throwing out trash. He had no idea he was starting a war. See, Sterling made one fatal mistake. He thought I was just another struggling tenant living paycheck to paycheck. He didn't know about the side business. I'd spent 6 years secretly building from that very apartment. While Sterling was busy celebrating his quick payday, I was turning my anger into fuel. For 6 years, while working a day job, I'd been running a boutique tech logistics startup right out of my bedroom. I lived like a monk, reinvested every single dollar, and kept my head down. When he threw me out, I didn't spend my money on a flashy new apartment or a luxury vacation. I put every dime into scaling my business, and within 3 years we exploded. By 35, I wasn't just comfortable. I was sitting on serious capital. Then fate handed me the ultimate gift. I heard through a commercial broker that Sterling's property management company was drowning in debt. The lavish lifestyle he bragged about? It was all built on a house of cards. His bank was quietly preparing to put the entire building, my old apartment included, up for a distressed private sale. He needed an anonymous cash buyer fast to avoid public bankruptcy. He had no clue that the anonymous holding company submitting the winning, non-negotiable cash offer was owned entirely by me. The day of the closing, Sterling walked into the corporate conference room in downtown Chicago looking completely defeated, yet still wearing that arrogant smile. He thought he was meeting a big shot, hedge fund manager who was rescuing him from financial ruin. He slid the final ownership paperwork across the table, signed his name with a gold pen, and let out a huge sigh of relief. "Whoever your boss is," he told my attorney, "tell them they just bought a gold mine." That's when I stood up from the back corner, walked over, and pulled out the deed. The color drained from his face so fast I thought he was going to pass out right there, on the mahogany floor. His jaw dropped, his eyes darted from the document to my face, and the pen slipped out of his trembling hand. "You," he stuttered, his voice cracking. "How?" I leaned over the table, looked him dead in the eye, and handed him an official document of my own, a 30-day notice to vacate his commercial office on the main floor. "You gave me 48 hours on Christmas," I said quietly. "I'm giving you 30 days. Happy holidays, Sterling." Watching Sterling pack his boxes in the middle of a brutal Chicago blizzard 30 days later wasn't just about revenge. It was full-circle justice. Instead of kicking out the other tenants to hike up the rent, I renovated the entire building, fixed the heating systems he'd ignored for years, and capped rent increases, so working families wouldn't face the terror I felt 3 years ago. I turned a place of fear into a real community. Looking back, that freezing Christmas Eve eviction was the worst night of my life, but it was also the greatest gift he ever gave me. It proved that when people try to push you down, you don't break, you build. Never let anyone make you feel small just because they hold the power today. Work hard in silence, stay focused on your goals, and build your own foundation. Because the best revenge isn't getting angry, it's becoming so successful that you can buy the very ground they tried to throw you off of.